Good morning, people. Hello and welcome to another vlog episode of the India Darshan travel series. Today at the farm stay that I'm staying at in Meerut, the plan is to go and harvest the wheat and use this grain crusher to crush the wheat and make fresh flour, then make rotis for breakfast. It's a tough life out here. No, just kidding. Ranjit Ji has been very kind. I have my chai here with me already with some biscuits. So we're just gonna have morning chai, and then we're gonna head to the dairy farm of the local farmers. They are here to collect the fodder, and then I'll leave with them to check out the dairy nearby. That's the plan. So let's get started. So also was chatting with the farmer while they were collecting the green feed for the cattle. It's I used to think it's some random wild plant that they bring back just to clear the land, but actually it's a jowar. It's a cereal that we also use to make flour, but the cattle also enjoys it, and it's seasonal. So I think now is the end of the season, and in a couple of days they'll wipe clean the entire crop, and then they'll consume the entire crop, and then they'll plant wheat thereafter. So that was an interesting learning. So it's like actual cereal that the cattle is getting. Now we're just gonna hang out with Ranjit Ji for a little bit while they prepare the fodder collection, and then I'll go with them to the dairy. It's very nearby, so we're gonna hang out with the cattle for a little bit. So Ranjit Ji just brought out some products from the farm. So please tell us, what is this, and are there any special ways you make them, package them, health benefits, etc.?
So the first bottle there is turmeric.
Okay.
So it's got very high levels of curcumin and all organic.
And farm grown turmeric.
Farm grown.
Okay.
I'll just walk you around in the field.
Sure.
Where you can see the crop as of now.
Okay.
It would be harvested something around April.
I see.
25.
Okay.
So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different kinds of honey.
Okay.
As in wherever the crop is, and apiaries boxes, beekeeping boxes have to be migrated to the area wherever the nectar and flora is available.
Okay.
And we have to shift continuously round the year. As on date, we've just shifted from Madhya Pradesh to Rajasthan onto the Tonk Road. Okay. So where this is from the last season, mustard honey. Okay. So now we've shifted from basil in Madhya Pradesh to mustard in Rajasthan. Okay. So it is a continuous migration thing happening. Right. Like we are like gypsies with the thing. Right. So this is eucalyptus honey. Okay. So I'll share you the link which tells you about. You can obviously Google it. Sure. These are not artificially flavored. Right. The flora, the aroma, it comes from the flowers wherever the bees are kept. Okay. So it is the same bee taking nectar from different kinds of flowers. I see. As per season. Okay. So we have eucalyptus, mustard, basil, lychee, and fennel. Wow. I probably had only 2 or 3 different flavors out of this stack, and can't really tell the source of origin of those anyway. Those are commercial products. And these are all raw honeys. Okay. Unfiltered, and they are more thicker. I'll say they probably might be less sweeter than the commercial honeys around. Right, because there's no added ingredients in it. Okay. And these obviously do have like microparticles of the bee wax, which is good for good for gut. Sure. And this will never go bad. And is there a particular signature that one as a conscious consumer could tell whether this is organic, unfiltered honey versus filtered? Perhaps is the separation of the honey something like this, or is there any way anybody can tell them apart? So ours is all organic. Sure. And we do it ourselves, unprocessed, unfiltered. Like we just strain it through the strainer. Okay. And that's about it. So they all have different colors. Right. Textures, This looks like condensed milk.
Yeah, it does.
So, what I feel in person, there's a very less difference as per your palate.
Okay.
But when you eat it,
Right.
and you exhale,
Right.
that's when the aroma comes into the thing.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It doesn't, if you add it on as a topping on something,
Right.
then it doesn't change the flavor of, if you're putting it in your cereal, cornflakes or something.
Sure.
So it doesn't change the thing.
Right.
But it adds a aroma to it.
Okay. And
But has medicine value.
sure. Is there a website where people can find these and purchase them, or is it only locally in-person purchase?
We are not doing it in such a large scale. that
Right, right.
So we sell on the farm itself.
Okay, understood. All right, cool. So that's something people can look forward to when they come to Mangat Farms.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is available at both your Kanathal and here properties,
it
right?
is,
So
it is,
in both
it
places.
is.
Okay, sounds good.
And we do make homemade jams and pickles as well.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've tried the homemade pickle already. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yes.
So we are out of stock to sell.
Uh huh.
So probably when the next crop of mangoes and whatever,
Right.
we do have veggie achar as of now.
Right.
So that's going around,
Okay. Interesting.
and we do have free range eggs.
Right. The ones we collected in the
Yeah.
previous vlog. So that's definitely there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much for introducing us to these products as well on the farm. So this is definitely worth sourcing it directly at the source rather than, buying it online with no idea where it comes from.
Yeah. Whenever our apiary, the boxes, beekeeping boxes are around,
Right.
you're more than welcome to come and see and shoot that as well. See work in
Absolutely.
progress.
I would love to try that someday. So we just did a taste test of all the honey. Of course, not the turmeric, but all of the honey. And I'm buying the turmeric and the fennel honey. Their tastes are very, very unique, and none of them are overpowering the raw honey itself. And because it's organic and homegrown, so I'm gonna bring some back home for our homestay guests to enjoy as well. So they have packing material here as well, so they're gonna wrap everything up and then I'm gonna keep it with my stuff, and hopefully it gets home safe and sound. So yeah, we're gonna wait for the farmers to wrap up for the collection, and then we'll be on our way to the dairy. Alright, so there has been a slight change of plan. I think the bhaiya was busy with his dairy stuff, so he left. So we grabbed breakfast, and I'm going with Ranjit Ji to explore some of the sites in Meerut, and then we'll split ways and I continue onwards. This time I'm also taking a different route to try and understand if there is an easier access to the farm, because every time Google kind of gets me stuck in some random dead ends in the plantations. So probably after following Ranjit on this side, we're gonna see a new path, a new side of town. Looks like a army base. Meerut is an army area, so that's pretty cool. That's why I keep seeing big army trucks every once in a while. Haven't seen a full convoy yet, but like sporadic popping up of trucks. Oh, and that's the railway tracks. Must be Northern Railway. There's this sign here that says Charles John Dawson and his wife were killed here on 10th of May 1857. So this is the land of revolutionaries. There's also another board sign of the light mounted cavalry here. Southwest of this tri-section stood the lines of the 3rd Native Light Cavalry Regiment, 85 riders who refused the use of disputed cartridges. Oh, okay. And it was also the soldiers of the regiment who declared their officers. Interesting. It's of the UP Tourism Board. So all of these board signs are kind of marking the iconic things of the revolution. There's another one here. So this was Charles Dawson's house. This one? Along with his wife were killed during the attack of the civil mob. So in 1857 was the revolt. So So all of this is now a military area, but these both signs are a good way of learning about the revolution. There's the infantry parade ground here. This is where the attacks on the European officers happened. Oh, this is a big temple, Augharnath Shiva Temple. This is one of the places I want to see. So this is Augharnath Mandir. This is where the revolt started. So on the way back I'll come by and stop here. So we're going forward at the moment, and they have the board sign here. It's also known as Kali Paltan Temple.
Known as Kali Paltan ka mandir because we were blacks for Gore.
Right.
तो Kali Paltan पूजा इधर करती थी.
Okay. Interesting. So here was the 11th Regiment Native Infantry of the 10th May 1857. That's where the troops who revolted marched off to Delhi from here. Pretty big temple. Has a sort of roundabout in the middle. It's Hanumanji's temple. Masonic temple. Masonic temple मतलब मेसन की जगह, कुम्हार की. अच्छा, फ्री मेसन का. अच्छा. This is a battle tank of Pakistan that's now captured and preserved here. A statue commemorating the revolt. This is now the Cantonment Board of Commander's Work Engineers Office of Meerut, the engineering services. But this used to be the theatre where the European victims who were not identified were put for identification. Perhaps some sort of like an open ground for them. Oh yeah, that's the white building I saw in that book that Ranjit Ji gave me. It's now converted into a bank, but it's one of the older buildings from back when, 1850s or so. This was also in the books. This is the Controller of Defense Accounts building, erstwhile Belvedere complex. It looks really amazing, but it's a defense building, so can't really go inside and start vlogging. So it looks like a palatial white building of sorts. Really loving seeing the things as a preview in the book and then seeing them in real life. Really nice experience. I think this is the Police Commissioner's office that I've seen in the book. Let's see. Let's see. Lots of cops here, so I'm guessing this is it. Yes, this is indeed the Police Commissionerate. So I'm not going to make too much of a vlog of inside. Alright, so we've peeled off now. I've seen a fair bit of things that I read about in that book. So, and on the way back I'm going to visit that Shiva temple. But for now I'm headed outbound towards Hastinapur, which has its name mentioned as the working capital of the Pandavas in the Mahabharata. So it's a 37-kilometer ride from here, and there is a very big Jain temple out there. So I'm gonna go visit that, and probably there's also something to do with the Pandavas out there as a monument. So we're gonna spend some time out there before coming back to Meerut. So as we are approaching Hastinapur, we're going to start seeing a lot of these signs. Pandav Arjun Chowk, and there it also says I love Hastinapur. So we're gonna quickly take a stopover, take a few pictures. This looks really nice. It seems like this is some sort of a fountain which is not running right now, and monkeys are doing that grooming session. But there it says I love Hastinapur. So made it inside the temple premises. Is just a 25 rupees parking ticket, and there's like a big premise, lots of green area, some play area for kids, and some renovations ongoing. This is the nice walking path that I'm headed towards the main temple. And I also asked the staff here, there's also another big temple adjacent to it, so there's like different administrations, all Jain temples, but that doesn't allow solo travelers, only people with families. They've had some unfortunate events in the past, so only people with families go in there, but this one is okay if you're a solo traveler as well. So we're gonna go check this out. This one was a unique experience. It describes the three loks, which is basically heaven on top. Then the one in the middle is where the human and plants live, and then there's hell. So it defines the formation as per the Jain mythology. 25 rupees entrance ticket, 3 to 4 floors, I suppose. You go up with the lift and then you walk down with the stairs, and there are like some sculptures there that explain how these loks were formed. And then we're gonna walk around the rest of the premises and see what else is there to check out. So most of these temples are closed now because it's past 1 p.m. and I think it's the lunch or closing hour of the afternoon, 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 p.m. or something, which is normal. But this one, Sambhav Saran, seems to be open. I'm gonna go climb up the stairs and go check out the temple premises on the inside. But this is like a very, very peaceful place and lots of green areas around. So definitely worth checking out if you're in Hastinapur. Also because it has historical significance. So in the 70 steps, made it to the top, but I also worked out legs yesterday, so it does feel like I climbed a mountain. It's an easy climb. So, and unlike all the Jain temples that I visited on the top of a mountain in Gujarat, for example, this is pretty easy going. But anyways, this is like the main campus, but it's locked. Can't go inside, just only check out from the glass. It's made of pure gold on the inside, so it's also for security purposes. But the views from up here, really nice. You see the entire bird's view of the entire campus. So to climb up the stairs, it's a 10 rupees entrance / donation, but if you are from the Jain clan, then it's a free entrance for you, because this is a Jain pilgrim site. So if you belong to that clan, then it will be free for you. But it's very economical, 10 to 25 rupees ticket everywhere, so not a big deal. It's kind of like a donation to the temple anyway. Now let's go back down and start exploring the exterior if there's anything interesting for us. So the staff mentioned that this one is definitely undergoing renovations. These are closed because of the lunch break, but it's a 2-hour lunch break, but it depends on the priest. If they left at 12, then it opens at 2. If they left at 1, then it opens at 3. So right now it's just 1:30, so I don't really know exactly when it opens. And I keep on going, start exploring what else is around anyway. So we see what we see. And unfortunately can't go to the temple next doors because the policy for only family folks. Oh, we see, there should be something interesting anyway. Alright, had a nice peaceful darshan here of the temples, whatever I could see during the lunch break anyway. And the staff here mentioned that after this there is a Pandava temple where the Pandavas and Draupadi used to pray back in the time. So go check that out, and then your Hastinapur ride or exploration would be complete. So that's where I'm going next. Yeah, that's another Jain temple also. That's the one that's not allowed for individuals. But it looks really nice. Has a lot of stairs to climb to go up to the top and see from the outside. Seems much bigger than that one, but anyway. It is what it is. Maybe we can take the blessings from the outside nonetheless. Alright. So let's see. The guy said go to the main road, there would be a trisection from there, turn left. I suppose that's the trisection. And lots of monkeys here as well, so I have to drive very, very carefully. Let's see where that temple is. I suppose this is it. This says Pandav Tila Hastinapur Puranik Prachin Jayanti Mata Shakti Peeth Mandir. Okay. It says it's a historic temple, has a gate, and there is also this banyan tree that I was told as a landmark. So let's go this way. It's a hilltop, so they said it's not much of a hike. I suppose it's that one up there. Let's see. That was one temple, and then this is probably the lead goddess's temple. So let's go do the darshan here. So that one further in the distance was Bhim temple. Further down there is a Karn temple. This one is Jayanti Mata's temple, and further down the road there's one more. So probably gonna check this one out, and then if there is the priest, maybe ask him for some information. Otherwise one more temple, and then we start heading back towards Augharnath. Let's see, let's visit this while we are here. So this is indeed the lead goddess of the Pandavas. So definitely worth a visit, and it's like a small hilltop. So we did climb a small set of stairs to come up here, and I asked the priest, this path that you take, I think there is the remnants of the wall of Pandavas, probably the well of which they drank water out of. So we're going to explore that a little bit, and got the tilak done, got the prasad as well. And a monkey barged in and she stole a whole bunch of this prasad from the plate inside while I was praying. So that was an epic experience. My heart is still pounding from that, but anyway, it's natural because it's like lots of greenery and monkey territory around. So be careful of your belongings. Wow, there's a Shani temple up there, and that trail merges into this massive trail and a huge green area up front. That's where the remnants of the wall is. So I'm just gonna explore and spend time here. It's a very short and sweet trek to get up top here. I suppose that was the wall or part of the reconstructed wall, but not very too sure because there's no authentic official board sign of the UP Tourism to explain that. And there's a small well over there, and that's about it. But there's a staff working here who's fixing the lights over there, and he mentioned that in the future they're also planning to build a museum here, so maybe more places of attraction and more well documented history in the times to come. But I guess I'm just going to go inside the Shani temple real quick. After that we'll be on the way and stop by Augharnath Temple next. On this really interesting premises on the way down, so that's where I saw the remnants of the wall and the well of the Pandavas, and this is the route we take to go down to the main temple and then further down. So this is actually a modest ashram that's actually converted from a palace. So the lighting is very modest. Of course, it's not meant to be a luxury living here. Belongs to the Arya Samaj, and they do annual havans and stuff here, so they were inviting me with family to come over at some point. And not very many people know about this place, but the staff here is very knowledgeable, and they tell you how this palace came into existence and how this was later converted. And if they'll give you like a mini walking tour, it's very small and modest, but up top on the walls it's actually, you can see the shooting range, because it was a palace back in the day. So they used to fire, and then it's at an altitude because it's on a hilltop, so you get an aerial view for surveillance and security. It was very nice. Stayed there for like 20-25 minutes, had some water, chatted with the staff, did a mini walking tour, and now I'm headed back down to start the return journey back to the to Meerut and Augharnath Temple, my last stop for the day. So that behind me is the Augharnath Temple. Just had the darshan there, was very peaceful and very refreshing. So perfect place to end the vlog for the day. So it was a day out exploring iconic sites of Meerut, the land of the revolutionaries, and Hastinapur, the land of the Pandavas and Kauravas that has mentions back in the Mahabharata. So I'm going to end this vlog here, going to look around for some street food or something after that, and then go back to the farm and rest up. In the next vlog we'll be on the move, so stay tuned to find out where we end up next on this expedition into Uttar Pradesh. Until then, this is the Rustic Wanderer signing off. See you again the next time.